folks helping make this possible. Before we get to the formal proceedings, we want to thank you to Peterson Contracting for sponsoring our beer garden this weekend. Peterson Contracting is a multi-trade company. See us for all your electrical, plumbing, gas, and HVAC needs. Check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com, Peterson Contracting. Also want to thank Nerd Roller Skates, your specialist for all things roller skate and roller derby, skate fittings, wheels, hardware, and protective gear and more. Open 6 days a week in Calgary, online at nerdskates.com. For people who roll, Nerd Skates, of course, is here just after you come in the door, next to the track. Want to also thank Rydell Skates, proud sponsor of Flat Track Fever 2018. Also want to mention Girls on Track Foundation. Did you know that by the age of 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? Girls on Track wants to change that stat. Learn more about expanding access to roller derby for girls and their teens at girlsontrackfoundation.org. Our vendors this weekend will include Chantel Abers, who's got some unique leggings to match your style. Mount Royal University is going to have massages. Yay! Young Living, our essential oils and oil blends take you on a sensory journey that can instantly soothe and enliven both the mind. Origami Owl Custom Jewelry will be here. Creative Vitality and Southern Alberta Junior Roller Derby will be here promoting safety, cooperation, and wholesome fun entertainment for the whole family. Okay, we are just about at the point here to get started. Awesome. Okay, so the track is clear. First things first, we are going to I'm just going to mention the teams. We'll do the lineups right before the whistle. All right, so first game this morning is Calgary Roller Derby Association's Jane Deere taking on from Edmonton, Oil City Roller Derby in red. I've been told very specifically their jerseys are red. Don't question it, it's red. And if it doesn't look like red, get your eyes checked. Okay, let's get to the national anthem. Folks, if you could please rise, remove your hats. The flag is over here by the scoreboard, and Dolly Spartan will lead us through the national anthem.
We would like to acknowledge the traditional territories and oral practices of the Blackfoot Nations, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai. We also acknowledge the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda First Nations and the Métis Nation and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Beautiful, thank you so much. Okay, now we're going to introduce our teams before the first whistle blows. We're going to start with the away team. Oil City Roller Derby, when you hear your name, just take a quick step out, wave to the crowd, and we'll get through the lineup here ASAP. If everyone is just about there. Okay. In order on my list, starting with 09, Roxy Balboa. Number 10, Blood Gin. Number 113, Drama King. Number 18, Lanaconda. Number 182, Taco Bruisday. Number 1918, Diva de Mortis. Number 1979, London Brawling. Number 21, Harley Sim. Number 222, Double Shot. Number 30, Push Push Pass. Number 314, Low Key. Number 32, Aviatrix. Number 33 is a Hot Rod. Number 333, Shirley Temple of Doom. Number 352, Holy Scrap. Number 357 is Tax Resum. Number 39, Rude Barbie. 757, Rainbow Juice Pig. 8008, Vulcan Death Trip. And last on my list, number 98, Twiggy. Give it up for Oil City Roller Derby.
And now we have Calgary Roller Derbies Association Jane Deers. In order on the list, number 11, Mamer. Number 1116, Chris My Ass. Number 15, Jigsaw. Number 162, Luscious Lynn. Number 17, Sailor Moonshine. Number 18, Sonia Blade. Punchkin. Number 29, Slamazon. Number 36, Iva Whip. Number 393, Rogue Rash. Number 41, Catch a Villain. Number 485, Wednesday Adams. Number 5, Knitmare. Number 577, Rolling Blackout. Number 624, Masquerade. Number 69, Lush Luther. And finally, number 99, Brass Monkey. Let's give both teams a big round of applause and get Derby underway.
All right, so you can have that. I'll set them both about the same. I'll probably go do some levels and stuff a little later. That is true. We may have to do some creative moving later. I can tip this table in a little bit. Let's not worry about it for now, once we get into it.
All right. All right, we have started Jam 1 of this game, and we have Masquerade jamming for the Jane Deere. But it is Oil City's jammer who is out first. That's number 38. 39? Rude Barbie.
It's 39.
Her jersey says 38.
Is it 38?
Yeah.
Let's address that.
Do you have a pen?
Yeah.
Up on the jam line for Jam 2, we have Rogue Rash jamming for the Jane Deere. She's going up against Harley Sim for Oil City. That's number 21 in the red. And it is Rogue Rash out first. She's your lead jammer. Harley Sim fighting at the back of the pack around turn 1. She has successfully handed off that helmet cover to her pivot, who is fighting the last two blockers, Luscious Lynn and Chris My Ass at turn 3, and she is out and through. That is number 182. but the jam is called off before she can come around again and score any points. Yeah, it should be 38. Iva Whip on the jam line for the Jane Deere. And for Oil City, we have number 09, Roxy Balboa, in the red. Score 4-4 with just under 28 minutes left in this first half, or in this game. Iva Whip knocked to the outside, but she comes back in. But she's going to get a penalty. She's going to go take a seat in the penalty box. That means it's a power jam for Roxy Balboa. Roxy is going to have a chance to score some points here without any jammer for the Jane Deere on the track. Both teams setting up around turn 1. Oil City swooping in to provide some offense to Roxy, but she is knocked out to the inside of the apex, and she will recycle at the back of that green blocker.
Iva Whip getting forced to the inside, coming in back around behind the pack. Meanwhile, Roxy Balboa through and 5 points on the board for Oil City. Iva Whip now through the pack as they come to turn 3.
Both teams all mixed up around turn 3. Roxy's through and calls it before Iva Whip can come through again and score any more points. Score 13 for Oil City in the red. Jane Deere still at 4 with 26 minutes 10 seconds left in this half. We have number 485, that's Wednesday Adams, jamming for the Jane Deere. And she is your lead jammer. And we have number 32, Aviatrix, jamming for Oil City in red. Aviatrix fighting that pack on turn 2. She is knocked out, and she will have to recycle. She does. She fights those last 3 blockers at the front, but is knocked out again. Wednesday is through, has scored 5 big points there as Aviatrix comes around. Wednesday knocked to the inside, but calls the jam before Aviatrix can pick up points there.
Lining up on the jam line for Jane Deere, Masquerade 624 on the Oil City side. 182 is Taco Brews Day. Current score is 13-11 for Oil City. It's a full 5-on-5 in this jam. And both teams have a full accompaniment as Masquerade comes through first, lead jam, Jane Deere. Taco Brews Day fighting their way through, now past turn 2 and into the stretch. Bit of catch up to be done here by Oil City. A quick 2 points for the Jane Deere before the jam is called. That'll put Jane Deere now at
13 to 13. So the score is tied. We have Rogue Rash on that jam line. She's jamming for the Jane Deere. And she's going up against number 9. That's Roxy Balboa for Oil City in the red. Both teams starting full strength in this jam. We've got Rogue Rash out and through, but she does not gain lead jammer status. She did not pass all the blockers upright and inbounds, so she will come around again. She'll be able to score points, though. That means lead jammer status is still open for Roxy Balboa. Rogrash running into the back of those blockers there just after turn 2. Roxy fighting the tripod just before turn 3. But Rogrash hops through and picks up 5 big points. Lead jammer status has not been established. And just as I say that, it is established to Roxy Balboa, who takes the opportunity to call that jam before Rogrash can come around and score anything else. That will give the Jane Deere 5 big points, putting them at 18 to Oil City's 13, with 22 minutes, 35 seconds left in this half. And up next we have Iva Whip on that jam line for the Jane Deere. She is taking on number 38, that is Rude Barbie for Oil City. Rude Barbie out quickly, and she is your lead jammer.
Back just coming into turns 1 and 2 now. Rude Barbie with a barge into Scarla Mame. Mamer putting Rude Barbie to the outside. Rude Barbie doing damage control, sees the approaching jammer, calls it off with 2 in the pocket.
Score unchanged, 13 to 18. Wednesday Adams on that jam line for the Jane Deere in the green. And we have Harley Sim in the red for Oil City. She is their jammer, and both teams starting full strength on that track. Jane Deere pivot trying to give some assistance to Wednesday, and is successful as Wednesday is out and is your lead jammer. Harley Sim fighting around turn 2. But she manages to break through. Wednesday is recycled back in the apex. She will reset, and then she chooses to call the jam before Harley can come around.
No points are awarded at the end of that jam.
Score 15 to 18 for the Jane Deere. And Roxy Balboa standing on that jam line for Oil City. Beside her is Masquerade, number 624 in the green. Roxy knocked out before turn 1. She's going to have to reset, and it is Masquerade who is your lead jammer. She is through first and picks up lead jammer status.
Back not even quite at turn 1. As Roxy Balboa on the reapproach here. Masquerade through. 5-point pass there. And Roxy's now free. Both jammers in a position to score points. Be up to Masquerade as to whether to keep this one going or turn it off. Into the back of the pack in turn 3. And 1 additional point to the Jane Deere before the call-off.
Score sitting 15 for Oil City, 24 for the Jane Deere, with 19 minutes 25 seconds left in this first half. We have Aviatrix jamming for Oil City. She's out first and is your lead jammer, but Rogrash neck and neck with her, the jammer for the Jane Deere, as they race around that track, trying to get back to the pack and score some points. Aviatrix knocked down by those Jane Deere blockers in turn 3, and then knocked outside of the outside apex. And Rogue Rash knocked to the inside of the apex. Both jammers will reset behind the pack. But it is Aviatrix through that pack first. She will pick up her points as Rogue Rash still fights against those blockers just past in the straightaway between turns 4 and 1. Rogue Rash knocked to the inside. She will reset around the back of those red blockers. Aviatrix through again for another big 5 points for her team. Aviatrix has 3 blockers to beat as her player comes in to provide some offense. And she is able to get past those blockers, picks up another big 5 points. And we have a star pass to Baby Slice of the Jane Deere. So Baby Slice is now your jammer. And we have a cut track penalty. So the Oil City jammer is going to go take a seat in that box. The jam is still going on. There was a little bit of confusion there. But the Oil City jammer will take a seat in that penalty box and will serve her penalty, so the jam remains. That gives Baby Slice some time to score some points. A big 5 points for the Jane Deere and Baby Slice. Score very close right now. Oil City has 32 points, the Jane Deere 38, with 16 minutes, 45 seconds left in this first half. I have a whip on that jam line for the Jane Deere. Consulting with her blockers. I have a whip no longer on the jam line. Now we have Masquerade on that gem line. She will start unopposed. So she is your lead jammer. Her blockers raced back on that start, causing a no pack situation. That means that the front pack had to let her go as the back blockers raced up. Aviatrix back on the track now for Oil City. But not before Masquerade picks up 5 big points there for her team. Masquerade trying to get around again just past turn 3. She gets caught up in a pile of blockers there. We did have a star pass on the red team for Oil City. Aviatrix did pass her helmet cover to her pivot, who is fighting those 3 blockers between turns 3 and 4. She is able to get around thanks to a little bit of offense from Aviatrix, but is knocked to the inside. That is number 21, Harley Sim. She was the pivot. She is now your jammer for Oil City. Masquerade still picking up points there. She will come around again. She has another 5 points in her pocket. Rolling Blackout, taking that jammer back. Harley Sim will have to reset behind her just after turn 4. As Masquerade deals with the blockers easily and handily in turn 1, picking up another 5 big points for the Jane Deere. Harley Sim is recycled back again in the straightaway. She's looking to get around those green blockers, but having a little bit of trouble. Masquerade, the jam comes to its natural conclusion. Masquerade, a big jam for her and the Jane Deere.
Team timeout has been called by Oil City. Folks, just an announcement. If if you're one of those folks that doesn't typically lock your vehicle, you probably will want to do so. It's been noticed already that there are people in the neighborhood who will check vehicles if they're not locked. So if you're one of those folks that trusts that your vehicle won't be checked, you may want to head out to the parking lot and make sure your vehicle is locked.
Score sitting at 62 for the Jane Deere, 32 for Oil City. That was a big 24-point jam for Masquerade in that last jam. There's about 14 minutes, 11 seconds left in this first half as we continue this timeout. Yes, 100%. I'm from a big city. Oh, that's right. While we take this time out, I'll take a minute to just thank some of our sponsors. Of course, we have Nerd Roller Skates, your specialist of all things roller skate and roller derby, skate fittings, wheels, hardware, protective gear, and more. Open 6 days a week in Calgary and online at www.nerdskates.com. For people who roll, make sure you check out their booth. It is located just by the front door over there. That is the end of the Oil City's timeout. We are about to get started on the next jam here with Iva Whip on that jam line. For the Jane Deere in green, and in red we have number 9, Roxy Balboa. And the jam is underway. Roxy fighting against a final 2 blockers, both jammers out, but it is the Jane Deere with the lead jammer status. Iva Whip is out first. She's going to choose to call that jam before they can come around and pick up any points, as Roxy was neck and neck with her. Score remains the same. Wednesday Adams on that jam line for the Jane Deere in green. That's number 485. She's taking on Rude Barbie, number 38, in red for Oil City, as both teams set up near that pivot line.
Wednesday Adams and Rude Barbie at the jam line this time around. Both jammers sashay across the track, left and right. Who will be first? Wednesday Adams through for lead jam on the Jane Deere side. Rude Barbie not too far behind. The pack splits up into turn 2. Rude Barbie on the gives chase here to Wednesday Adams. Wednesday Adams looking for a couple eked out points in the corner, and the result will be 2 points to Jane Deere, 1 for Oil City, a 1-point differential in a hard-fought jam here on the track.
That will bump the score up slightly to 33 for Oil City and 64 for the Jane Deere, with 12 minutes 30 seconds left in this first half. Masquerade jamming for the Jane Deere on that jam line. She's going up against Aviatrix, number 32 for Oil City. Masquerade, of course, recognizable by her denim shorts. Aviatrix jumping over that apex around those blockers, but she's going to receive a cut track penalty for that. She's going to go take a seat in the box. That gives Masquerade a power jam. Masquerade will have the chance to score points without any other jammer on the track. Jane Deere blockers holding back before coming in to provide offense. It is successful as Masquerade is able to get through and pick up 5 big points for her team. Aviatrix still sitting in that penalty box for Oil City, as Masquerade comes around to pick up some more points. She is through, however, she does pick up a penalty. She's going to go sit in that penalty box as Aviatrix has returned to the track, and that will give Oil City a power jam. So how the tables have turned. Oil City sends a blocker up to try to break up that Jane Deere tripod. She's unable to do so, but Aviatrix gets through regardless. She picks up 5 points for her team. Jane Deere blockers getting broken up there in the straightaway, but still able to reform so that Aviatrix cannot get through. She is stuck in turn 1. Masquerade now back on the track for the Jane Deere as the jam comes to its natural conclusion. There was no lead jammer in that jam as both jammers received penalties and had to go sit in the box. So we played the full 2 minutes of that jam. Score 43 for Oil City and 73 for the Jane Deere with just under 10 minutes left in this first half.
On the jam line, Roxy Balboa and Rogrash taking position. Penalty box empty once again, a full 5-on-5 to get started here in the next jam. The pack is just a gummed up mess here in the starting zone. Rogrash finding an opportunity around the outside into turn 1 and lead jam, Jane Deere. Roxy Balboa crashes through the front of that pack. Now both jammers in a point scoring position. Rogrash has the lead into the opposition here. Getting some urging from the bench to call it off. Jane Deere will eke out 1 point at the end of that jam.
I have a whip skating up to that jam line for the Jane Deere. She will be your green jammer in the next jam. She's going to take on Rude Barbie for Oil City, number 38. We have a Jane Deere blocker sitting in the box. So Jane Deere will start a little bit short-handed. As the whistle blows, Rude Barbie just does a lovely jump up the inside line, and she is through. She is your lead jammer for Oil City Roller Derby. I have a whip struggling outside turn 1 with that tripod of red blockers. They are red blockers. Rude Barbie through 5 big points for Oil City, trying to narrow that lead that the Jane Deere currently has on them. I have a whip able to bust through for the Jane Deere. Will she be able to score points before Rude Barbie calls it off or comes around again? We'll see. She does. So I have a whip picking up 4 points there on that pass. Rude Barbie through as well. She's going to keep scoring for her team. Looks like 4 points for Rude Barbie. Rude Barbie knocked to the inside of that apex. She's going to recycle around that tripod. And I have a whip, another big 4 points for the Jane Deere. That'll be the end of that jam. Rude Barbie picking up another 3 points there. Score a little tighter now for Oil City and the Jane Deere. Oil City sitting at 59 points. Jane Deere at 82 with 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in this first half. Aviatrix on the jam line for Oil City Roller Derby. Standing next to her, of course, is Masquerade, number 624 for the Jane Deere in green, and the denim shorts. Masquerade had really only 1 blocker, but she gets around her real quick, picks up lead jam status. Aviatrix still struggling outside turn 1. She is knocked to the outside by Chris My Ass. She's going to recycle there as Masquerade through. Big 5 points there for the Jane Deere. Aviatrix still struggling, though, in turn 1. It's a strong wall of blockers there to fight against, as she is knocked out again. Her pivot comes in to provide some offense. Let's see if it can spring their jammer as Masquerade skates around, but is knocked to the inside and has to reset. 2 blockers left to beat for Aviatrix, and she has to be let go. She is through. but not before. She will not score any points before Masquerade calls that jam. Another big jam for Masquerade. She'll pick up 15 big points. That puts the Jane Deere at 97. So 3 points away from that century mark. Oil City Roller Derby, 59. They were unable to pick up any points in that last jam. 5 minutes left in this first half. We have Roxy Balboa jamming for Oil City Roller Derby. And Wednesday Adams, as Wednesday Adams for the Jane Deere is knocked to the inside. And it is Roxy Balboa out first. She is your lead jammer for Oil City Roller Derby. Wednesday able to run up that inside line to get free of those blockers. She will come around and try to score some points. Wednesday Adams able to run up again on that inside line, scoring her points before Roxy Balboa calls the jam. She will pick up 4 points on that last pass, and there'll be 1 point for Oil City Roller Derby. That will take Oil City to 60, and the Jane Deere have crossed the century mark. They're sitting at 101 points with 4 minutes left. Rogrash is jamming for the Jane Deere. She's taking on Rude Barbie, number 38. We do have a cut track penalty being assessed on Rude Barbie. She's going to go take a seat in that penalty box. That gives Rogrash a power jam. Rogrash unopposed. She is able to evade those blockers in turns 1 and 2, picking up 5 big points for the Jane Deere. Jane Deere blockers lining up, just waiting to provide some offense, waiting for their jammer to come around, and they do. Just busting up that pack, trying to make it easier for Rogrash to get through. Rogrash knocked to the outside line by Oil City, but Oil City did go out as well, so she's able to continue. She will not have to reset. That enables her to pick up 5 points on that last pass. Rude Barbie has returned to the track. She is coming around, looking to pick up some points for her team. But she won't be able to do it. Rogrash calls the jam after picking up 4 points on that last pass. That will take the Jane Deere to 115 points. Big jam for Rogrash, 14 points for her there. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in this first half. Scores 60 for Oil City and 115 for the Jane Deere. We have Taco Brews Day on the jam line for Oil City Roller Derby, number 182. And Iva Whip for the Jane Deere in green, number 36. Taco is knocked out on the outside line. She will reset. And Iva Whip becomes your lead jammer in turn 2. Taco is now through as well. Bench calling for the jam to be called off, and it is. Jane Deere picking up 2 points on that last pass, but none for Oil City. We're just about at our last minute of play in this first half. 1 minute 15, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds left. Score 60 to 117 for the Jane Deere, with Roxy Balboa on that jam line for Oil City and Masquerade for the Jane Deere. Masquerade is your lead jammer. She is out real quick in turn 1. Roxy Balboa also out now, and will come around and try to score some points. A quick call off from Masquerade. She'll pick up her 4 points and call that jam. And we'll have time for one more jam here in this first half. Wednesday Adams on the jam line for the Jane Deere. And Harley Sim, number 21 for Oil City Roller Derby. We have one Oil City blocker in the box currently. That will give Wednesday an advantage, fewer blockers to get around. She is able to get lead jammer status. But we do have a penalty on a number of blockers who are now sitting in that penalty box. Wednesday Adams, big 5 points for her. As Harley Sim takes a tumble in turn 3. Wednesday is knocked to the outside in turn 2. It sounded like a big hit, and she chose to call that jam. That will be the end of our first half. Score 60 for Oil City Roller Derby and 128 for the Jane Deere.
Did you know that by the time I'm 14, I'm twice as likely to drop out of sports as a boy my age?
Playing roller derby has helped me overcome anxiety,
Helped me to be more outgoing at school, get more self-confident,
and feel good about myself.
and Girls on Track wants to help more girls like me have a chance to succeed.
by improving access to junior roller derby.
Help Girls on Track break down barriers so girls like us can break down walls.
Learn more, get involved, and donate at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Unleash your inner beast with the Radar Halo.
A lot of skaters are like, can we just go with somebody else? That we haven't ordered the yet. We're not committed. We haven't paid anything. This is stupid. How long it's taking?
It seems like it doesn't matter who you go with, it's always going to be that. Because I don't know if it was Jane here or who it was. One of the CRDA teams had ordered jerseys from Lickety Split, and they basically had to threaten her with legal action to get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that by the time I'm 14, I'm twice as likely to drop out of sports as a boy my age?
Playing roller derby has helped me overcome anxiety.
Helped me to be more outgoing at school, get more self-confident, and feel good about myself.
And Girls on Track wants to help more girls like me have a chance to succeed
By improving access to junior roller derby.
Help Girls on Track break down barriers so girls like us can break down walls.
Learn more, get involved, and donate at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Unleash your inner beast with the Radar Halo.
Nerd Roller Skates is your dedicated quad roller skate shop in Calgary, Alberta.
Being a nerd is about being really excited and really passionate about a really specific thing. And the thing that we are really excited and passionate about is roller skates.
Nerd Roller Skates, for people who roll.
Did you know that by the time I'm 14, I'm twice as likely to drop out of sports as a boy my age?
Playing roller derby has helped me overcome anxiety.
Helped me to be more outgoing at school, get more self-confident,
And feel good about myself.
And Girls on Track wants to help more girls like me have a chance to succeed.
by improving access to junior roller derby.
Help Girls on Track break down barriers so girls like us can break down walls.
Learn more, get involved, and donate at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Unleash your inner beast with the Radar Halo.
Nerd Roller Skates is your dedicated quad roller skate shop in Calgary, Alberta.
Being a nerd is about being really excited and really passionate about a really specific thing. And the thing that we are really excited and passionate about is roller skates.
Nerd Roller Skates, for people who roll.
Before we get started with some more derby action, just take a second to thank the Peterson Contracting for sponsoring our beer garden, which will be open this afternoon. Peterson Contracting, a multi-trade company. See us for all your electrical, plumbing, gas, and HVAC needs, and check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Peterson Contracting.
On the jam line, we've got Masquerade and Aviatrix. Penalty box has got one blocker in there, I believe. Start things off. Two blockers for Jane Deere and one for Oil City, making it a 3-on-2. Lead jam, Aviatrix coming through. The pack disintegrating in turn 2. Masquerade through now are on the outside. And penalty box starting to empty out a little bit here. Jane Deere at full strength. Aviatrix up against the forward tripod of death. Nice defensive maneuvers by the Jane Deere. Aviatrix does make their way through. 4 points on that pass. Masquerade with 4 as well as the back turns into turn 3. Ivor Whip taking a big hit to the inside in turn 3. Before the tap, 2 additional points to Oil City. Current score after the first jam in the second half, Jane Deere holding at 132, Oil City at 66, 28 minutes and 50 remaining in this game.
Coming up next on that jam line, we have Rogrash for the Jane Deere. She's going up against Roxy Balboa in red for Oil City Roller Derby. Rogrash looks to get outside on the outside line, but she is thwarted by those red blockers. She does, however, manage to escape them in turn 1 along the inside and picks up lead jammer status. Roxy Balboa also through and not too far behind her. Rogrash dives into that pack, picking up 3 points before she calls the jam, leaving Roxy Balboa unable to score. Those big 3 points will take the Jane Deere to 135. And Oil City still sits at 66 with 27 minutes, 55 seconds left in this game.
Rude Barbie and Ivor Whip on the jam line for jam 3. Penalty box is empty once again. It's a full 5-on-5. Bit of a delayed start there. Both jammers not really wanting to make the first move. Ivor Whip comes out victorious around the outside in turn 1. Rude Barbie also free of the pack as they split apart in turns 1 and 2. Ivor Whip on the reapproach now. Rude Barbie not too far behind. A quick hit it for 1 point apiece. No, 3 points, I'm sorry, for Jane Deere in this one. 1 for Oil City, a 2-point differential to finish jam 3.
Wednesday Adams on that jam line for the Jane Deere in green. She's going up against Aviatrix, number 32 in red. Penalty box is empty, so both teams will start 5-on-5. Wednesday Adams fighting against those red blockers just before turn 1, but she is through, and she does pick up lead jammer status as Aviatrix is knocked to the outside of turn 2. She will recycle behind those green blockers. Wednesday Adams has 1 to beat. She is knocked to the inside. She's going to have to recycle behind them. There's 2 there now. She's got 1 left to beat. That pivot, 182, she does. She picks up 5 big points. But Aviatrix is now through as well. Aviatrix being so close will cause Wednesday Adams to call that jam off and take her points. She picked up 5 points there in that last jam. That'll take the Jane Deere to 143. Oil City at 67. 25 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game.
Returning jammers on both sides, Roxy Balboa and Masquerade taking the line. 0-9 in red, 6-2-4 in green respectively. Penalty box seeing some love in that last jam. The pack is a massive confusion here as the starting line gets passed. Nice defense by both teams. Masquerade coming out first. Lead jam, Jane Deere. Roxy Balboa getting knocked to the outside. Mamer drawing Roxy all the way back to the jam line.
Looks like we have a high lock there. on Masquerade. She's going to go take a seat in that derby penalty box.
Roxy Balboa, the power jam underway for Oil City now. Another pass for Oil City, Roxy Balboa and 5 points. Oil City making way for their jammer across defense there to break apart that Jane Deere wall. And Roxy Balboa through past Maymer once more. Baby Slice in the mix. And 5 more points for Oil City. Masquerade back on the track, 5 points as well. CRDA side. Sonia Blade looking to take out Roxy Balboa and unsuccessfully in turn 2. CRDA with the fidget spinner in the way of Roxy Balboa, taking a different direction now. And Masquerade through 4 points. Two points to Oil City, 1 to Jane Deere at the end of Jam 5.
Masquerade there, happy with her 1 point. She gives a nod of approval to that ref. That's 10 points for her in that jam. That'll take the Jane Deere to 153. And Oil City scored a big 12 points in that last jam. It's 79 with 23 minutes left in this game.
Rogue Rush and Rude Barbie hip to hip here on the jam line. Some taunting going on, I'm sure.
Rude Barbie is knocked to the inside in turn 1, but it is Rogrash who is out first. Rogrash will be your lead jammer for the Jane Deere. As Rude Barbie jukes and jives around that pack. 1 blocker left, that's Chris Mayaz giving her some trouble, but she's out and through. Rogrash calling the jam. She'll pick up 4 points on that last pass and hold Rude Barbie 2-0. That will take the Jane Deere to 157 to Oil City 79, 22 minutes and 8 seconds left.
6 jams complete here in the second half, 22 minutes remaining on the clock. Lining up for Jane Deere, Iva Whip, Aviatrix, the opponent in red. Penalty box empty once again, 5-on-5. Aviatrix up against Luscious Lynn and Jigsaw in turn 1. And a sprint through turn 2. Iva Whip comes out victorious. Lead jam, Jane Deere.
And we have a star pass there from Oil City's jammer Aviatrix to their pivot. That's number 182, Taco Bruce Day. She is now your jammer for Oil City Roller Derby.
Three points to the Jane Deere at the end of Jam 7. 160 their current score. 20 minutes 54 on the clock, and Oil City holding at 79.
We have Roxy Balboa on that jam line for Oil City Roller Derby in the red. She'll go up against Wednesday Adams, number 45 in green. Roxy Balboa knocked to the outside in turn 1. As Wednesday fights in turn 2, she is knocked to the outside, but she is your lead jammer. Roxy Balboa will come back in on the apex, the outside apex there behind the pack. And she gets one last hit there before turn 3, but she's able to get through as Wednesday Adams calls the jam out just before turn 4. Wednesday Adams picking up 4 points on that last pass. That will take the Jane Deere to 164. And Oil City holding at 79 with 19 minutes, 37 seconds left in this game. As we head into Jam 9, we have Masquerade on the track for the Jane Deere. She's your jammer. She will go up against Rude Barbie for Oil City Roller Derby. Rude Barbie is your lead jammer, but she is going to call the jam before Masquerade can come through. Oil City will pick up 1 point there in that jam, in jam number 9. That'll take them to 80 points.
Jam 10 coming your way. Road Rash will take the jam star. Aviatrix the opponent. We've seen this matchup before. Penalty box seeing some love this time. Couple skaters will start in there. Looks like a 3-on-2 for Oil City. Oh, sorry, 3-on-3. Road Rash getting forced to the inside. Number 30 drawing Road Rash all the way back to the jam line. Meanwhile, Oil City jammer Aviatrix through after turn 2 and lead jam. Both jammers free of the pack as they coast into turn 3 now. Jigsaw and Baby Slice dealing with the blocking accompaniment on Oil City. Number 30, push pass. Lesh Luther looking to draw the Oil City jammer back just before the tap and the whistle. 4 points to Jane Deere, 2 to Oil City. Finish that one off. 10 jams complete here in the second half. 17 minutes, 27 seconds remaining. Oil City at 82, Jane Deere 168.
Up next, we have Iva Whip jamming for the Jane Deere. She's going to go up against Roxy Balboa for Oil City Roller Derby. Roxy Balboa fighting against those Jane Deere blockers. She is knocked to the outside of the line in the straightaway just before turn 1. And Iva Whip still also fighting Oil City. There's a tripod of red blockers there, giving her some trouble in the apex. Roxy Balboa picks up lead jammer status, as Iva Whip is still contained there between turns 1 and 2. Iva Whip did remove her helmet cover, but she didn't pass it. And she was able to get through, but not score any points. Oil City Roller Derby picking up 1 point there. That takes them to 83. The Jane Deeres at 168. 16 minutes and 7 seconds left in this game. We have Rude Barbie on the jam line for Oil City Roller Derby, and we have Wednesday Adams on the jam line for the Jane Deere. Wednesday Adams is out as your lead jammer. But she has a penalty and will go sit in that penalty box. She took a low block penalty there at the start. She didn't hear it and went around. And it is Rude Barbie, who now is your lead jammer, delivering a big hit there on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3. Rude Barbie, another big hit on Sonia Blade, and she is now through again. She picks up her points on that last pass. It's 5 points for Rude Barbie. Rude Barbie coming in hot. She busts up those Jane Deere blockers, and she's through another big 5 points for her, as Iva Whip has returned to the track for the Jane Deere. We're going to get a clockwise block there on the Oil City blocker. She's going to go take a seat in the box. And now we have a successful star pass to Baby Slice. Masquerade on that jam line for the Jane Deere, up against Taco Bruce, day number 182 for Oil City Roller Derby. Masquerade in the front by the pivot line. She has one blocker left, but she is knocked to the inside apex. She is, however, through and is your lead jammer. Taco Bruce Day still fighting a tripod of Jane Deere blockers in turn 1. Masquerade through for a big 5 points there for the Jane Deere. Taco still stuck through a very effective Jane Deere tripod that is able to knock her out on the outside of the line and recycle her back. Masquerade takes a tumble in turn 3. She's got 2 to 3 blockers left to beat. Now 1. The pivot there, 30. Doing some effective blocking there on Masquerade. Masquerade calls the jam. Oil City unable to score in that jam, but Masquerade takes 10 big points for the Jane Deere. That takes the Jane Deere to 178 and Oil City to 93. 12 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game as we head into jam number 14 with Rogue Rash on the line for the Jane Deere. We have number 8008, Vulcan Death Trip, for her first jam of the game for Oil City Roller Derby. But it is Rogue Rash who is out first and is your lead jammer. Vulcan Death Trip is going to get a cut track penalty. She's going to go take a seat in that Derby penalty box. But Rogue Rash also getting a penalty, so it'll be a little bit of a jammer do-si-do here as Vulcan Death Trip and Rogue Rash return to the track. For those of you who are not Derby initiated, if both jammers receive a penalty, the one who receives the penalty second will sit for however long the first jammer sat, as both jammers didn't even sit in the box. They were both released at the same time. A lot of action here between turns 1 and 2 as the packs are pretty evenly mixed up. Rogue Rash able to take advantage of that confusion. She picks up 5 big points for her team. Rogue Rash fighting against a tripod of blockers with some fancy footwork is able to get through. It looks like we did have a star pass on the Oil City side. Vulcan Death Trip did pass her helmet cover. It looks like Taco Bruise Day is the recipient. Rogue Rash fighting against one last Oil City blocker. Picking up 5 big points there. Rude Barbie is your lead jammer for Oil City Roller Derby. She's coming up behind that pack in turns 1. Jane Deere blocker Iva Whip is going to come around and try to score some points after Rude Barbie picks up 4 points on that last pass. Rude Barbie looking to her bench to see if she should call it. She's going to choose to pick up her points. 5 big ones there for Oil City Roller Derby. She's told to keep going. Iva Whip fighting with those blockers in the straightaway. She's recycled back. Rude Barbie picking up another 5 big points. That will take Oil City over the century mark. We have a successful start pass for the Jane Deere. Iva Whip has given the start to the pivot, Chris Mayas. 3 points there, picked up by the Jane Deere. Oil City has picked up 17 points in that jam. That'll take them to 110 points. Jane Deere, 3 points in that jam. That will take them to an even 200. So we have a 90-point difference here with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. It looks like we are going to have a timeout. So it is a team timeout for Oil City Roller Derby. While we take this timeout, let me take a second to thank Rydell Skates. A big shout out to Rydell Skates, proud sponsor of the Flat Track Fever 2018. Flat Track Fever is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. They are very comfortable skates, I can attest to that. I am dying to get myself a pair. Experience world-class edging with the Radar Halo, available in a full range of harnesses from 84A all the way up to 101A. There's a halo for everybody. I also love my halos. Experience unmatched stability and response in a simplified, revolutionary design. The Powerdyne Arius Platinum Performance Redefined. And when you need to roll quick, think quick. Quick bearings from Rydell Skates, where precision meets performance. So everything you need for a quality roller skate. Thanks to Rydell Skates. The team timeout has ended, and we will have Wednesday Adams on the jam line for the Jane Deere with a quick hop, skip, and a jump up the inside line to pick up lead jammer status. But close binder, Aviatrix, also through. Aviatrix unable to score before the gem is called off. Jane Deere picking up 1 point there. That'll take the Jane Deere to 201 points, and Oil City remains at 110. 7 minutes, 42 seconds left in the game as we head into jam number 17. Masquerade on the jam line for the Jane Deere, that's number 624, and Roxy Balboa for the Oil City Roller Derby, number 9 in the red. Roxy Balboa busts through and picks up lead jammer status with Masquerade hot on her heels. Quick high five between jammers there as the jam is called off in the straightaway. Neither team scoring as we head into jam number 18. 7 minutes left in the game. Rogue Rash on that jam line for the Jane Deere, and beside her, Rude Barbie for Oil City Roller Derby. We have one Jane Deere blocker sitting in that penalty box. That's the pivot, Baby Slice. Rude Barbie able to juke around those blockers just outside turn 1 and picks up lead jam status as Rogue Rush fights those blockers between turns 1 and 2. She is given a big hit and is knocked to the outside. She will recycle back around that team of red. They are a red team. Rude Barbie, big 5 points. as Rogrash is also through and will come around. Going to try to pick up some points for her team. She won't be able to do so, however, as Rhubarby calls the jam. Rhubarby picking up another point there. That'll take her to 6. And Oil City to 116. Jane Deere at 2:01 with 5 minutes, 45 seconds left. Aviatrix is your jammer for Oil City Roller Derby in the red. She's going up against Iva Whip, number 36 in green. Iva Whip gets a hit to the outside. She'll recycle behind number 30 as Aviatrix fights the tripod of green blockers and takes advantage of some offense from her team. She will be your lead jammer. Iva Whip gets a little bit of offense there on the inside, thanks to Maimer, as there are 2 Jane Deere blockers in the penalty box. We have Luscious Lynn and Sonia Blade. We are going to get a cut track penalty on Iva Whip. So the green jammer is going to go sit in the box. That gives Aviatrix a power jam. Luscious Lynn returns to the track in time to set up that tripod for the Jane Deere, but they are unable to stop Aviatrix. And she picks up 5 points for her team. A big jam so far for Aviatrix. She's sitting at 14 so far. All Jane Deere blockers now back on the track, hoping to stop Aviatrix between turns 3 and 4. She has 1 left to beat, that's Maimer. And she's able to do so. Big 19-point jam there for Oil City and Aviatrix. That takes them to 135 points to the Jane Deere 204. Jane Deere picking up 3 points in that last jam. 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Not a lot of time left in this game. And we're going to have a timeout for the Jane Deere. While we take that timeout, just make sure to check out some of our vendors this afternoon when they get set up. We have Chantel Abors, unique leggings to match your style. Mount Royal University will be here providing massages on site. Whether you need relaxation, massage, or have a condition that requires a therapeutic treatment, our students are trained to the highest standards nationally and can meet your needs. Of course, we also have Youth Living. The essential oils and oil blends take you on a sensory journey that can instantly soothe and enliven both the mind and enliven the mind. And Origami Owl Custom Jewelry, helping you tell your story through jewelry. Wednesday Adams on that jam line for the Jane Deere up against Roxy Balboa, number 9 for Oil City Roller Derby. Wednesday gets through on the inside of the apex. She is your lead jammer. And Roxy is recycled back behind those Jane Deere blockers as her player attempts to give her some offense and get her through. But she is recycled again. And we'll have to reset behind that tripod of Jane Deere blockers. Wednesday Adams is through. She picks up 5 big points. We have a pair of blockers headed to the penalty box, 1 apiece. That will make it 4 for each team on the track, 3 blockers in the jammer. Iva Whip picks up 4 big points there for a total of 9 in that jam. That'll take the Jane Deere to 213 points. Oil City holding at 135 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Rude Barbie on the track against Masquerade. Masquerade and Rude Barbie neck and neck as Masquerade picks up lead jam status. But Rude Barbie takes her out and looks to recycle her, but as Masquerade is your lead jammer, she's just going to call the jam.
Nice call there by Masquerade, knowing full well that she would have had to probably head all the way back to the other side of the track. Too much wasted time there. Let's just tap it off and start over again.
Well, there's only 1 minute and 42 seconds left in this game. Not a lot of time.
Anything can happen in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Anything can happen. The score 213 to 135.
Jim's not here yet, but I'm pretty sure he would tell you it could go either way.
I have seen it go either way, and that's a crazy 2 minutes. Rogue Rash jamming for the Jane Deere, trying to get past those blockers in turns 1 and 2. Really good recycling from both teams as the tripods are able to set up, giving their jammers a lot of trouble. AVHX finally able to escape in turn 4. She picks up lead jam status. Rogue Rash still fighting there at the back. We have a star pass there to Jane Deere pivot, Chris Mayas. But AVHX is going to call the jam after she picks up another 4 points. Score 213 for the Jane Deere, 139 for Oil City, 27 seconds. I have a whip on that jam line for the Jane Deere. Roxy Balboa, Oil City Roller Derby. This might be your last jam. And it is Iva Whip out first with lead jam status. Roxy takes advantage of some offense there on the outside of turn 1, and she is able to get through. As Iva Whip looks to her blocker, Luscious Lynn, who is providing some offense, and she's able to get around those blockers. She is not able to get around those blockers. She takes a cut track penalty, and she will go sit in the penalty box. That gives Roxy Balboa a power jam to end this game. Oil City Roller Derby looking to pick up some points here. But Roxy Balboa still fighting, has not made her initial pass. She is knocked to the outside in the outside apex. She will reset behind that tripod of Jane Deere blockers. Roxy able to get through on the inside and pick up 5 points. Chris Mayas, Iva Whip back on the track now with 4 points. As Roxy Balboa gets another 4 big points on that last pass. Rude Barbie going to take a seat in that penalty box for Oil City. And that is the end of the game. Iva Whip picking up another 4 points, taking her total to 8 in that jam, 221 for the Jane Deere. 10 points for Oil City in that jam, 149. So the unofficial score right now is 221 to 149 for the Jane Deere.
Brilliant game by both of these teams. Folks, give it up for both the Jane Deere and Oil City. Putting on a great game for you. Game 2 will begin at 11 a.m. That gives you a bit of a time to check out Vendors Village, go talk to Roxy at Nerd Skates, and the other vendors that we have in the house. Beer Garden will open a little bit later today, I believe. And but again, thanks so much to CRDA's Jane Deere and Oil City Roller Derby for a wonderful game.